Hello, everyone. This is Kelly Covert, and you are here with us at home with Symphoria. And today I have Heidi Hoffman, our principal cellist, and she's here with us from her home. Heidi, how are you?
I'm doing really well. It's great to be here with you, Kelly.
Good. And we're so excited to have you, particularly this week, because you are one of the performers that are playing on our concert, our WCNY Concert for Our Times concert on Saturday night at 8 p.m. on WCNY. Are you excited about that?
I am. I'm really excited. When John Garland put out the message, does anyone want to participate in this? I was immediately just like, yes, I'll do anything you want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
So I
um,
imagine that that's what you're practicing right now. Yes.
yes, yeah.
So what are you performing?
So I'm playing on two selections. My piano trio with Sonia Williams and RobOwler. We're doing the Mendelssohn Piano Trio, two movements from that, the first trio in D minor, which we played actually right before all of this happened. We did a performance up in Oswego, and literally the next day, everything was shut down.
Mm.
We managed to get that in, but it'll be really fun to see them and play with them again. Although I should warn the audience that it's a new world out there playing together. I think we're going to be wearing masks and we're going to be socially distancing. We're going to be fairly far apart from each other, which is
Mm-hmm.
an unusual thing in chamber music. Usually you're trying to be as close together as possible so that you can communicate well. So it's going to be a little bit of an experiment, but I'm still excited.
Yeah, and I feel like all of our audience members are so excited just to like experience live music again. We can stream and watch past performances and listen on the radio to past performances, which is great. But you're missing that feeling of live music, that
Mhm.
energy. So I'm really excited. I can't wait to watch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm curious to know. I think everyone always loves to hear about your pets because I
Oh,
know you have several. So why don't you tell us about your pets?
yes. So at home, we have a dog, Ziggy, who may come in here at some point. Um, he's a rescue terrier mix, and he's hilarious. He goes everywhere with me, and of course, he's so thrilled that we're home all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to a normal schedule, hopefully that will happen at some point, will be very difficult for him.
Poor
Because
Ziggy.
I know it's going to be hard. And then we have a cat, Murray, who is about the same age as Ziggy. They're like 3.5. They keep each other company when we're not home with them. And then I have two horses actually. One is 21 years old. He's older, thoroughbred. And then I have a younger horse that I just got a year ago named Freddie.
Mm-hmm.
I still ride both of them, although with the with what's been going on, there's been new restrictions put on that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but they keep me really busy because I'm sure most people know owning horses is very expensive, and so I've always had to kind of work off their board by doing a lot of work at the barn, which is actually really great and has kept me busy and out of trouble. And yeah, they're
Out of trouble. Well, we're glad that you're not getting into any trouble.
yeah.
Sometimes, like when you say you have to go work it off, in my mind, I picture you taking your cello down there and just playing. Um, so it's so fascinating to like get to know like the wider view of our musicians and all of that they do. If you weren't a professional cellist slash horse taker care of person, what would you be?
um, well, back when I was in high school, I actually did think about going into graphic design or graphic arts. I've always really loved, I used to do a lot of drawings and that sort of thing. And I come by that honestly from my father, who is an architect and a wonderful artist, just beautiful artist. And in fact, here, I can show you this. Hold on a second. He did this.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. And that's just something like he threw off.
He just scribbles it out.
That's what he does. So anyway, he was a big influence on me. And so I've done, I used to do illustrations for a bookstore I worked in and that sort of thing. But yeah.
So this gives me a memory that I have of you, and what our audience might not know is that I've actually known you for a very, very long time, because when I was a master's student at Ithaca College, you were there because your husband teaches there, and now so do you. And we actually worked together in a little dress shop right on the Commons at down in Ithaca. I don't remember the name of it. Do you remember?
It was handwork. No.
Handwork.
Was it handwork?
Hand block.
Hand block. That's what it was.
Yeah. And so we worked there together, and that was, gosh, 25 years ago or something like that. And I remember that when you and Rick got married, you drew your invitation. Isn't that right? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Here comes Siggy.
Oh, here's Ziggy. He's coming in to say hello to everyone too.
Here, say hi. Here he is.
Oh, hi, buddy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. He's a total terrier.
Yeah, so cute. So cute. But that's just funny. It just, when you said that, it rang that bell in my mind. I was like, oh, I remember seeing your invitation with like little acorns and things on it.
Yeah. Oh man, that is a lifetime ago. That just seems like
a different world back then. 100%.
That's right.
So you're home a lot. What's your guilty pleasure these days?
Well, I guess it's a little less of a guilty pleasure because I am home, but I love taking a nap like in the middle of the day. I love it. But actually, I probably am out more than most people these days just because of the horse thing. And it is kind of tiring, but I like to take a nap sort of between the horse stuff and then switching focus to practicing or, studying music or whatever. Plus it just helps me physically and mentally.
Well, and I think what people don't always realize, and I think especially for string players, is that practicing is actually very physical.
Oh, yeah.
And it requires a lot of your body. So if you're already out riding the horses for a couple of hours in the morning, then you really do have to take care of your body. It's almost a requirement, not a pleasure.
Yeah. And, along those same lines, so I'm doing chores, which requires a lot of shoveling, as you can imagine. And you have to be careful. I'm having like a little bit of elbow stuff. So, you kind of have to monitor those sort of the other activities that you do. Make sure that it doesn't affect your playing.
Yeah, it's real. It's real. I feel it too. I'm always sort of aware of like thinking, is this going to impact my playing tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is true insight into the mind of a musician right here.
Yeah.
What are you listening to right now?
Well, I'm listening to the Mendelssohn Trio a fair amount. I think musicians, I think this has probably come up before. If you have a performance coming up or a project you're working on, you will listen to whatever that piece is to just kind of help you get more familiar with it. In my case, because we're going to have very limited rehearsal time because of the circumstances of all the virus stuff, I actually use YouTube to rehearse with. I will put on a video and then just play along with it to help me, so that you know when to come in and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, so, I do the same thing. Even in normal times, preparing for rehearsals and things like that, because it's when you're just focused on your part, you don't get the opportunity to hear everything else that's happening. And that can really change things. If you're just practicing sort of in this like echo chamber by yourself, you get into the hall and you're like, oh, wait, I didn't know that was happening,
Yeah.
which is a really bad feeling.
Yeah. You don't want any surprises.
Yes. No surprises, please. Well, so first concert back, kind of concert back. We're calling it a concert. We're owning that it's a concert. Saturday night. What are you most looking forward to?
Well, yeah, it's just really playing with people. I think a lot of my colleagues have been doing teaching or working with people online, like we're doing this. You can't play with people. There's a delay. There's just no way you can do it. And so, although I've appreciated having a lot of time to practice my own stuff, it just, playing with people, you can't recreate that so far on this platform. So
yeah. Well, and I think that's the reason we do it, right? Like that. If you ask any musician, I think why you decided to be a musician, it's to get that feeling of when you're with other people and everything is together and you're all on the same page, literally on the same page. That's the feeling that we want. So you're going to get it. And so are we on Saturday night. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to watch. So we do have some people watching along with us. For those of you who are watching, feel free to pop in and say hi to Heidi. I'll let her know that you're there. And if you have any questions, you can ask her. If you have questions about what she's up to or questions about the concert on Saturday night, just let us know. So we have your lightning round questions from Jessica King, who we interviewed on Thursday. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay, so first thing that comes to your mind, and I'm pretty sure that Jessica created these especially for Heidi Hoffman. So when I read them, I was like, oh, these are very, very good. All right.
Read that.
Stripes or polka dots?
Oh, that's hard. Polka dots.
Jessica said, it is my sincere hope that she says both.
And it is both. I mean, I can't pick. I love both equally.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Favorite cello sonata?
Oh, Brahms, E minor, the first one.
Well, I'll put a link to something on YouTube so people can go listen to that. Cezanne or Brahms?
Brahms.
Well, which you answered before, right?
Yes.
So it's a 2 for 1. Who would you rather steal your repertoire? Bassoon or bass?
Ooh, I'd say bassoon.
So if people don't know what that means, so for instruments like bassoon and bass, they don't have as much that is written for them that the cello does. And so oftentimes those low instruments will borrow it, so to speak, and play it for their own play transcriptions and things like that. So that happens to flute a lot too.
Yes. Yeah.
What are you reading right now?
Oh, I'm reading Barbara Kingsolver's. This is very appropriate. Oh gosh, what's the title? It's the book she wrote about her family living off the land for a year.
Food, vegetable, mineral. I know what I've read it, and it is fantastic. I will also find a link to that because it's so good.
And it's very appropriate for kind of what we're going through right now. I think a lot of people are thinking about being a little more self-sufficient, and it's really nice. It inspires you and also just has a nice feel to it. So
Oh, Pam's here. She said that book is coming up on my list. Animal Vegetable Miracle.
Oh, that's it.
Yes, we were close. We would have gotten there eventually. Yeah, so good. And I love Barbara Kingsolver. Like like the poetry in her prose is fantastic. What is your favorite Ithaca restaurant? Because you do live down Ithaca way.
Well, there's so many. We go to Agava a lot. It's sort of a southwestern, nice vibe. and
Mm-hmm.
they've got a nice outdoor deck, so that's really nice to sit out on when it's not winter.
When it's not freezing. Well, hopefully that'll be, maybe the deck will open soon.
Mhm.
I've been there and their Brussels sprouts are amazing.
That's what I always get. That's the thing
So
I always
good.
get. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so good. Okay, last one. Favorite famous cellist?
Oh, gosh. Well, the first thing that came to mind is somebody that people might not know about, but Frank Miller, who was the principal cellist of Chicago Symphony for years and years and years. He's quite a legend. And I say that because I have a dear friend who studied with him who has given me some of his parts. Like I think Sonia mentioned, we're doing the Beethoven Triple Concerto in the
Mm-hmm.
fall. Um, and it's just that's one of the hardest cello parts ever. But he's got this amazing part that it's just brilliant. And he was a soloist, but he was principal cellist of the Chicago Symphony for many years. And so he may not be as famous as, say, Yo-Yo Ma, but in certain circles, he is.
Mm-hmm. Frank Miller, you said. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll have to look him up. And I can't wait to hear you play Beethoven from his part. That's going to be fantastic.
I'm super excited.
Yeah. So much to look forward to, especially for all of you cello lovers out there. Make sure you tune in on Saturday at 8 p.m. for the WCNY Concert for Our Times concert. You can catch that on your local PBS station if you're in the Central New York area, and also on Classic FM. And if you're outside of the New York area, you can watch right online at WCNY.org. So we're super excited that Heidi's going to be playing. And we're also interviewing on Thursday Peter Rovit, who is going to be playing as well. So we get to talk to him about his repertoire. So something to look forward to. Finally.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Well, Heidi, thank you so much for being here. And thanks for letting us come into your home and hang out with Ziggy for a little bit. And we look forward to the next time we can be in the same room with you.
Yes, I very much look forward to that. Thanks, Kelly.
You're welcome. Take care, everyone.
Bye.